going on, everybody? It's your boy, Big Juan, a.k.a. Twanadine from the npps Studios, Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee's only and very own. Sitting here in the npps Studios with another one of my family members, the notorious Big Bo from Gemini Reels. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Big Bo, Mr. Gemini.
So what we're going to do is just throw this little show together real quick, just to see what the listeners think and let us know, because your comments matter whatever we do.
Yes, sir.
Keep it locked. You don't want to go nowhere. It's your boy, Big Juan. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for sticking around for this little second half rendition. I really have to show you how to plug that up too. I'm going to let you know in a minute. But what's going on, man, here in the Gemini Real Studios?
What's going on, brother? Welcome to my studio, sir. Always welcome here. Let me tell y'all something, Nubian Nation. Before Twanadine really get up into this, let me tell y'all something. The Gemini Real Studios is always open to Big One. This is the sister studio of the NPP LLC, because this is where it all started with me. And the reason why I say that is because it's a lot behind Big Juan and Big Bo, because we both started the same way. We just started in different years. So I just wanted to just put that up out there. But please, this is your show. Catch the files.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a little short one. Just something, little rendition we threw together, because this one I'm going to make about some news, and y'all already know when it gets to the news, it's going to be kind of heartbreaking coming from Milwaukee, but it's always going to be informative. But remember Sadie Robinson?
Yes, I do.
All right. Now, her family is really seeking a memorial after her, death. And Milwaukee County is pulling out of it. Milwaukee doesn't want to fund her memorial.
Why?
Well, let me tell you. My opinion, number one, she's a young black lady.
Well, of course.
And then number two, they're talking about they no longer wanted Sadie's name to be involved in controversy. So the family will now fundraise themselves, because now the city is talking about, well, we're not going to pay, our tax dollars are not going to pay for that memorial for that girl. If that ain't racist.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry that I cut you off right there, but don't get me wrong. Now, had that have been Joe White, or Susie Kapowski,
right?
Yeah, she would have had 12 horses and a whole fucking golden ass carriage. But you don't want to do it when it's somebody black.
Thank you. Now, here's a story from today's TMJ4 here in Milwaukee. And it says, during the Milwaukee County Committee on Parks and Culture meeting, the committee voted to end the proposal that would allocate $7,000, a mere $7,000, okay, for a memorial.
Compared to the millions of dollars we in debt right now.
Exactly. Now, Robinson was the 19-year-old woman killed and dismembered by her white boyfriend in April of 2024. I know we all remember that.
Of course, her white boyfriend.
Or whoever he was. He wasn't definitely her boyfriend. The proposal was withdrawn after Robertson's family told County Supervisor Juan Miguel Martinez they would pay for the memorial.
Oh, he was Latino.
Yeah, no figure. The family informed today's TMJ4 reporter Brendan Jones that they made the decision following backlash from some people over using tax dollars for the memorial. And here's a quote. I mean, this is so heartbreaking. And I quote, "I thought it was cool at first because obviously it was a memorial for Sadie," said Kiki, a cousin of Sadie's. But things instantly changed for the family. We started getting negative feedback from the community and people, and we just didn't want that. So
that makes no sense.
It does not.
It doesn't. And let me interject by saying that, like I said, that goes back to what I just said. Had it been Joe Blow or Kelly Kapowski, hey, big shout out to Saved by a Bell. I used to watch that show. But
me too.
Had it been somebody white, this whole story probably wouldn't have even presented itself.
You wouldn't even have heard about the backlash. You've only probably would have heard, well, the memorial is being proposed.
And it was beautiful.
Right. And
we had beautiful horses, and we had a diamond-encrusted carriage for her and all that. But not for Sadie.
Yeah. It was all paid for by county dollars.
Yeah, of course it was.
Now, but check this out. Here's what...
motherfuckers need a reality check, really.
Here's what the alderman or whatever, the county supervisor, Miguel, said. He said, "Shame on people for treating a grieving mother this way and making it a race," didn't I say that? Making it a race thing.
Yeah, of course.
I
would do the same thing. Like, come on, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, blue, green. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are.
Exactly.
Regardless, a death is a death.
Yep.
When it's all said and done, guess what? It's not a black person that was killed. It's not a white person that was killed. It's not a Mexican person that was killed. It's not Chinese.
Person.
It was a person. It was an American that was killed. But that's what our president, Donald Trump, needs to realize.
Oh, that's exactly what he needs to realize. If you guys want to learn more about this, go check on today's TMJ4.com. Listen or look for the Sadie story and click on the GoFundMe link. They do have a GoFundMe.
Please donate. Please donate.
What they did was, and I hats off and hands down to this family. They said just because you want to make it a racial thing and don't want to help us out, it's not going to stop it.
Absolutely.
And I quote, "We're still very much committed to working with the families and with the Milwaukee County Parks Foundation and other partners to make this happen." Milwaukee County Parks Director Guy Smith told today's TMJ4. Okay? He's trying to get ahead of it before it destroys him. But I'm going to tell you right now, sir.
It's already destroyed you.
It's already destroyed you.
It's already done. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that you could have done something about this in the beginning.
Yes.
When all of this came to pass, you could have done something about this, but you chose to let it linger. Oh, I'm just going to let it linger. It's nothing's going to happen. It's going to eventually get swept under the rug. No, not this time, motherfucker. Man, please, don't get me started.
Now, let's go to your boy, Mr. Chump. And now he's calling for an Iron Dome, like Israel, okay?
Oh, my God.
Now, we're going to see what these tax dollars go for this Iron Dome. Now, here's the headlines here from the national news, today's TMJ4. Trump calls for a U.S. Iron Dome missile defense system. Let's back it up. His first term.
Iron Dome?
Iron Dome. Now, nobody can get like Israel. Israel's Iron Dome is the shit, okay?
It's impenetrable.
It's impenetrable. Trump wants one now. But let me tell you where Trump fucked up. His first term, he wanted Star Wars. So what did he do? He entered another branch of the military, which is now called the Space Force.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Which is, it is now the Space Force. You're right.
Now the Space Force. All right, that's cool. Stop while you're ahead, dude. And I said this, and as I'm reading this right now, it just took everything that I just said and put it in perspective. A new executive order. And let me explain something about executive orders. Just because Trump decides to make an executive order, it does not, I repeat, an executive order does not outride an act of Congress.
Absolutely.
And it does not change the Constitution. So just because he wanted an executive order, they can shoot it down at any time.
I already know where you was going with this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just because you tell everybody, listen, I want a 24 karat gold horse. That don't mean they gonna give it to you.
Exactly. But this is what I was saying. So a new executive order calls for defense officials to plan a next generation missile defense shield. I like how he integrated Star Trek into that. And it's molded
he did.
on the one used in Israel. All right? I was going to play a clip on that, but I'm not going to bore the people with his idiocracy.
Please don't. Because you know what? With this whole thing with Donald Trump in fucking office right now, this is the thing that I'm upset about. Now, and this is actually just recent. Now he's going after the welfare.
Mm-hmm.
He's going after the Medicare. He's going after all of the wrong things. The only thing that I got to say right now is that's what the fuck y'all get because you motherfuckers voted his ass in fucking office.
Thank you. And let me tell you.
That's what the fuck y'all get.
It's not going to hurt us as African Americans or Nubian people. It's not going to hurt us because Ebony and Nubian. That's what Nubian Public Podcast. Let's get it.
Hey.
Look. This is what y'all fail to understand. There are more Caucasians on welfare than it is blacks.
Dude, say that again.
Okay, y'all just don't get it. There are more Caucasians on welfare than it is us. Who do you think they created welfare for? It was the slums of the 20s, 30s on up of the white folks going through the Depression, the Great Depression, all right? And the government made a way to subsidize these people, to hold them and take care of them, which came into effect of welfare.
The supposed Great Depression.
Right. Okay. Now,
don't even let me go up into that one.
If you go to these cities, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, look at their ghetto. It ain't black.
It's white people in it.
Thank you. Look at their trailer parks and shit like they ain't black.
They mixed.
Come on now. So with this bigoted and misguided stereotype that welfare was created for people of color, y'all need to get that out your head. Y'all need to go on ahead and go and stamp that to the side, have several seats in that big-ass stadium behind you because it is plenty.
And pick one.
Just pick. You got plenty to choose from. I mean, I get so sick of these misguided stereotypes, you know.
And then to add on to what you just said, Big One, I'm sorry, but listen, Nubian Nation, I'm finna get up into this one with him because I'm with him on this one. This is the problem. The problem is that y'all threw that judgment stake directly at the black folk.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all threw that right at us like, oh, well, we ain't got to worry about nothing because he's making it harder for the Nubian people. He's making it harder for the Ebony people. Y'all stupid as a motherfucker. Because here's the thing. Because guess what? It's Caucasians out here that need that welfare. We ain't the only people struggling.
No.
We're not the only people struggling. It's Caucasian. It's Latino.
Everybody.
It's Italian.
Yes.
It's European. It's everybody. Everybody suffers from this because you know what? Everybody needs help.
Everybody needs help. Look, when the Germans migrated here, okay, the Italians migrated here.
Preach.
You don't say nothing about them coming over here in boatloads and boatloads and boatloads and looking for work and out of homes and all of this with $20, $35 in their pocket. No.
Preach.
You don't look at them. You say, oh, well, they were taken care of. You damn right they were taken care of because you created welfare for them. You made sure they had a subsidy. You made sure they was working. You made sure they had a roof over their head. But when it come to us, well, they should have left you over there and stopped bringing you over here on ships. Get it together. We were here first. We've always been here.
Dude, listen. They didn't hear what you said.
No, we've always been here.
They didn't hear what you said.
I mean, get it together.
Who was
people.
here first?
We were.
Who was here first?
Thank you. We were. Who built the pyramids all over the world? They're not just in Egypt.
Nubian.
We did.
Nubian.
Who built this country?
Ebony.
We did. And then you have the Native Americans, which they called, in my term, sky freaks, because they weren't afraid to get up on them steel beams and them high-rise buildings and build buildings. They were fearless. Then you had the Chinese Americans, or the Chinese people. They built the Transcontinental Railroad. They built the railroad system. You want to go to school and learn something the right way.
Hey, hats off to, I'm glad that you said that. Hats off to my Chinese and my Asian people. Hats off to y'all. Do you know why? Because your particular race and creed is actually, and I hate to say it like this, but I'm finna say it like this. Y'all are like 5 to 10 years ahead of us.
Everybody. Brilliant.
They're ahead of us.
Brilliant. Why do you think they get so much respect?
And one of the most healthiest races in the world.
Living off of starch. I'm sorry. Y'all don't age.
And living off the land.
And Native Americans too. They live off the land. For me to be half, and I'm proud of it, but you know.
When I say living off the land, this is what I mean. I'm glad that you brought that up too. This is what I mean by living off the land. Like, they eat 60 to 70% of their food raw.
And spices.
And when you eat it raw, that's where you get all of those nutrients.
Yes. I mean, you've got, oh my God, the raw fish and all of that. People say yuck to it.
I actually like sushi.
I love it too, if you make it right. And you have some of the most brilliant minds in the culinary industry there is, next to French. But then ain't none of y'all holding a dime to how we cook our food.
I'm
just gonna leave that there.
Don't you do that.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Don't you do that. Because we got some of the best ebony chefs in the world.
Y'all ain't holding a dime. Let me get back to this, and then I'm gonna close it out because
go for it, bro.
I'm
sorry, but I just had to say that though. But
it is the truth.
It just bothers me because Donald Trump is trying to destroy all of the things that we have worked for all of these years.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair with this one. I'm not only gonna blame him. I'm gonna blame every single person except for my auntie in politics, Miss Gwen Moore. I'm going to blame every single person in politics right now.
Especially these crackers.
Because because y'all full of shit. Democrats, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves. Republicans, Republic poops.
Retards.
Y'all are all retarded, dude. Like, you can't even come to a damn compromise and you work next to each other every fucking day.
Think about this, bro.
It's stupid.
Think about this. The Democrats and the Republicans, because we're not even going to talk about the independents, because the independents, they are they are what they are.
Exactly.
They think independently, and they think on their own. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about the Republicans and the Democrats. They can't even come to a simple agreement if the sky is blue.
Exactly.
What makes you think that you can determine how this country is going to be run?
Well, look who started it. Look who colonized it. Even though we were here first, you come up, a whole nother show, but I'm going to say this. You bring your punk asses over here, see a motherfucker on the shore, and I've said this on 3, 4, 13 shows. You see somebody on shore waving at your ass.
Hey, Chris, did you see them motherfuckers with machetes and shit?
You know what I'm saying? Look at this naked nigga with this sword. Like, come on, yeah, he finna get you. So how did you discover something?
Cut your ass.
You discovered something. That whole Christopher Columbus story was a bunch of bullshit. It was just something to tell motherfuckers in school so you can get a paycheck for teaching somebody nonsense.
Hey, Nubian Nation, I was just waiting on him to say Christopher Columbus.
You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here. That whole goddamn, that whole thing is a lie.
I know.
Wow, bro. You know, I mean, I feel fucking sorry for MPS. I feel sorry for the education system in this fucking country right now. I'm just done because you people, especially you Generation Zers that are coming up under us, we already been fucked. Now it's your turn. And if you stay in school, you're fucked. And if you drop out of school, you're fucked. So I feel sorry for you.
True that.
I really do.
You couldn't have said that better myself. Because when it's all really said and done, Generation X, all of y'all that are in Generation X, we talking about people in our range bracket and a little bit younger. Mm-hmm. But we are the last of a dying breed.
They don't make this cloth no more.
It's not manufactured. It ain't even no copyright on it no more. Mm-hmm. We are the last of the dying breed, so we really need to come together and teach Generation Y and Z what's really going on.
They don't know, man.
They'll never get it.
And that was nicely said, by the way. So, but look here. I've been trying to close out this Iron Dome thing for a minute. I'm going to close it out, too, because...
Go for it, bro.
We've had a nice little 22 minutes on this rant and rave.
But it's been the best, though.
You know. Okay, so to round out here with this Iron Dome that Trump has proposed, look, there's something else that's taking my mind away from what I wanted to say. Because did you know, hey, some bitch, did you know that Donald Trump actually changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America?
For what?
We're not gonna go there.
No, oh, no. Oh, no.
You know.
Oh, no. And this goes out to this goes out to my Latinos and my Mexicans and my Hispanic community. I love y'all.
Oh, today.
Do not let this motherfucker change y'all shit to the Gulf of America, because it ain't.
It's not.
It's not the Gulf of America.
He's already done it. But do you know? Again, here's another history lesson. Oh Lord, we need time. Here's another history lesson for y'all out here.
Well,
that took social studies and shit like that.
You know, the platform actually allows us to go longer.
I know. It's just so much shit that I got to say about this. Mexico used to belong to the United States, or the United States southwestern half used to belong to Mexico. So let's get that right, because the United States and our teachers are going to tell you that Mexico was ours, when in fact the United States was Mexico's. Arizona, all of that was Mexico's until the United States decided to say, what?
Hey.
We're going to go to that Gulf and find somebody waving at us, and we're going to take that too. You some bitches. I promise.
Hey, y'all fact check them all y'all want.
Please do.
I want y'all to go to y'all history books.
Please
because
do.
y'all ain't going to find the truth in the history books.
You're
but
not.
if you really do your history and you really dig deep into what's really going on, y'all will understand that Big Juan is actually telling the truth. This is why I love when he does the news moment on my show, because he's going to tell you the truth. But please, continue on, sir.
I'm going to tell you like it is. And then there's one other thing before I close out this segment finally. Mount
we ain't
Rainier.
close this shit out yet.
Mount Rainier, all right? Now, Mount Rainier, and I can't think of what it is called now, but Trump has, like he did with the Gulf of Mexico, already changed that, which is a famous volcano here in the, by the way, y'all. It was originally named Mount Rainier back in, 1800s.
Really?
Yeah, they changed the name of it like they did everything else, and now Trump is proposing to change it back to Mount Rainier. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is somewhere up by Alaska, and for you fact checkers that want to fact check me, please let me know if I am wrong about the location of that.
I would love for y'all to fact check it.
Please do, because I want to know, and I know that I'm forgetting some things about that, so I'm calling on you fact checkers right now to correct that if I'm wrong, which I know it's somewhere up by Alaska. Anyway, just wanted to say this because Trump is trying right now with these executive orders to change shit constitutionally, which he has no power to do.
He has no business even doing that.
No business. Moving on.
He really doesn't. If y'all go back to about 5-6 shows ago, when I did a special political show on the Gemini Reels, when I did that show, and Tuan Adon at the time, he went into this rage about Donald Trump. And he told y'all, if this man gets back in office, he is going to kick some shit up.
I told him.
He is going to kick some shit up. The man literally is trying to destroy our Constitution of the United States from the ground up.
He's trying to abolish it.
Do you know how you destroy a mountain? You take it out from behind. You take it out from under.
Yep.
You know how you destroy a table? You take the legs out.
Yep.
That's what he's doing right now.
You know how you kill a snake? You cut the head off. So that's exactly where he's headed, y'all. I warned you. I literally warned you.
Oh no, Donald Trump is a changed man. He's trying to do things better. He's trying to get the. I'll slap you right now. I got a slap fucking sound effect that I can't remember what number it is. But just goddamn it, I'll slap you right now.
Hey, that was the realest shit I've heard yet. I just can't remember what number it is.
I will slap you right now.
But look,
we told y'all what the fuck was gonna happen.
We told you. We told you. And to all of you religious buffs out there who is even halfway religious, partially religious, a quarter religious, it is what we would call the Antichrist. Now,
that's exactly what Donald Trump is.
I'm trying to
tell you.
He
is the Antichrist.
I'm trying to tell you.
Let me tell y'all something. Cancer Nation. My matriarch, not the one that's in heaven right now, but my matriarch that is with me right now, my grandmother, Bernice Bowen, said the exact same thing.
Yes, sir.
She said, Terrence, Big Bo, y'all ain't supposed to know my real name, but she told me, she said, grandson,
too late.
Donald Trump is an antichrist. Mm-hmm. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He may come off like he's trying to do things for the greater good. But guess what? At the end, when he is in full control,
Yes.
he is going to destroy this earth.
His true face is going to show. Y'all need to watch it. Tribulation. Those
Oh my
shows.
God! Did he just go tribulation?
You need to watch those shows. You know, you got part 1, part 2, part 3. You know what I'm saying? It's on YouTube. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? With Kirk Cameron starring in them, and you know, look it up. Look it up. You will be amazed on how brilliant Mr. Kirk Cameron is. He's a
He is
brilliant
He's a very, very brilliant man.
man
He went from growing pains
to just the ultimate.
Messiah.
Hey, he's the ultimate preacher. Like, you would have never thought that Mikey, growing pains, Mikey, you would have never thought that Mike Sievert was going to grow up to be the scholar biblically that he is. And my hat's off to him.
He's an ultimately brilliant man.
Left Behind series, that's what it is. The Left Behind series. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
Check them out. Check 'em
But
out.
he's basically been predicting everything that has happened up until this point, and nobody believed him.
Nobody believed.
Oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That shit could never happen. Look at what the fuck is happening now.
I promise. Y'all need to listen, man, because
Y'all got a snake. Y'all got a snake in the back door, and y'all don't even know about it.
and it's gonna bite you. You step in that grass the wrong way.
Man,
Step out in that backyard the wrong way.
man.
I promise, it's gonna hurt. It's already hurting, but yet you're so much in denial that Donald Trump is supposed to be this damn savior, all because the Republicans hate the Democrats and the Democrats hate the Republicans. We'll never be a bipartisan country. It is not about democracy. It's about dictatorship, and Donald Trump is taking us right down that road of dictation.
And it's about power and control.
That's it.
But let me tell you something. There was one person that stood above all of that. And I am mad at everybody that didn't fall behind Kamala Harris.
She's running again. You do know that.
Oh yeah, I know that.
She's running
and I'm
again.
voting for her again. God damn it! But that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole
But
show.
Let me tell y'all something. Kamala told every single American, listen, if y'all let this man back in office again, y'all are going to regret it.
Yes.
And so many words are one.
Yes.
Because she had everybody against her. She had the Mexicans against her. She had the youth against her.
Yeah.
She had half of the Ebony Nation against her. She had all of the white nation against her. But she sat here and she told y'all, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because if you let this man have his way, guess what? He is going to have his way.
Let me ask you. Kamala put her own foot in her mouth with her campaign this year or this term.
I still believe that
She
this
put her
whole
own
election.
foot.
I still believe this whole election was bought.
Because
Kamala won. Kamala, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Kamala won this fucking election.
She did. I believe it. But you still had these turtle-shelled, sleepy Trump supporters that were laying in wait and bait in the background and waiting. They popped up out of nowhere. Dude, look, she had the Latino community. She had them. Trump came from around and did something nobody knows except for, if you know, money talk.
Bullshit
walk. And swept them off of their feet.
And that's what the fuck happened. Let me tell you something. I watched the whole presidential election from beginning to end. And what I see, how all of a sudden Kamala leads 202 to Trump's 180, 170, but then all of a sudden, 2 hours later, oh, Trump just took the fucking lead. How the fuck does that happen?
Right then and there, it was paid for.
It's
bought and paid for.
This is what happened. Trump went to a higher power and said, listen here, I got this whole briefcase full of money right now. Make me president.
You say,
and it's yours.
You say that, right? You say that. His higher power ain't nothing but the damn devil. He's a fucking antichrist, and he went and sold his soul for this fucking election. What president? He's the only one that has two terms that aren't back to back. Well, we had one other president before him, and that was back in the 1900s, that won two elections that were not back to back. And what I mean
Ford.
Was it Ford? And what I mean by
Gerald
not
Ford.
back to back is there was another president in between his term.
Absolutely.
He is the second president that has done that. Ford, people liked his old ass. I wasn't alive, so I don't know. Fuck him all the way around. Trump, I'm alive with his bitch ass. Again, fuck him all the way around. But he sold his soul to the damn master of what he believes in.
He sold his soul now, to the devil.
Look. Pay attention to this. I bet you didn't know this. On his inauguration day, you had that LGBTQ hater, woman hater, that feels that a woman has no place in the military, stay barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen,
which
raise
is
my
stupid.
Kids. Vice President, fuckboy. If you noticed, when Trump was at the podium, Vice President was standing next to him. His wife was standing next to him. When they got up on stage, he did the Mason sign right in front of him, right?
Absolutely.
The downward triangle.
Absolutely.
If you paid attention, his wife hit him on the shoulder and whispered in his ear. Whatever she told him, he changed that shit up real quick. Then he crossed his arms.
I bet you any money he said, don't do that.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. You're on TV, you idiot. And that's exactly, he changed his whole tune. He crossed the motherfucking arms right in front of him. He said, oops, okay. See, y'all need to pay attention to shit like that.
And this is another problem that I have. I'm glad that you brought that up. This is another problem that I have. Did you notice, and you probably did, but did you notice that Michelle Obama wasn't even there?
She told them, I'm done fucking with Trump. So did Nancy Pelosi. Both of those beautiful women said, I ain't fucking with him because Trump hung himself. Now, the only reason Michelle Obama, one of the reasons, I'm not going to say the only reason, one of the most brilliant reasons in the world Michelle Obama did not attend that inauguration is because, number one, Trump does not respect her. Trump does not respect black folk.
And Trump does not respect women.
And Trump does not respect women. And that was number two, with the damn vice president not respecting women, and especially women of color. So she said, why the hell am I finna grace you with my presence? My husband can do what he wants to. He sat down with Trump in the front row and was kicking it with him.
But I bet you any money, Michelle had already put the shit in there like, listen, I want you to go. I want you to make your political appearance and make it seem like it's this, that, and the third. But when it's all said and done, fuck Trump.
Exactly. I bet you she told.
I know she said that to Obama.
Obama, go make yourself great. Grace him with your appearance. I'm not going, but I don't got to go. I was only the first lady. You're the president. You're the former president. Show him that he ain't winning. Make yourself known. And that's exactly what Obama did. He showed the fuck up and he showed the fuck out. I promise you. Much respect to that brother. Clinton too.
Oh, yeah.
Clinton too.
Clinton was there. But you got to understand this, though, as well. Most of the former presidents that were all there at the
Inauguration.
the inauguration and at the funeral of
Oh yeah.
what was it? I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but the president that passed away. They were all there.
One of the greats. Right.
One of the greats. I even respected him.
Now he was with our term when we were born.
Right.
Our first 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Y'all comment down below. Y'all leave a comment down below because I can't think of the name.
Nixon. Not Nixon.
No, it wasn't.
It was
not fuck Tricky Dick. But anyway, no, not Nixon.
And I
am not a crook looking ass.
Right. I want to say, damn, now you got Ford in my head. You got the only fucking president that mattered in the 80s. He took his term all the way to 86. What was that president? Anyway, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Alexa, who was the president that just passed away?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, see?
Well, of course you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Alexa, who was the president in 1983?
The President of the United States from January 20th, 1981 to January 20th, 1989 was Ronald Reagan.
No.
Alexa, who was the president before Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan was preceded as President of the United States by Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
Thank you, Alexa.
Yeah, you're good for something.
You are so very welcome.
All right, bitch, shut up.
You had a good Tuesday.
I did, and I'm going to do my show, so shut up. So anyway,
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Oh, Carter. That boy, I loved him. And I didn't know him.
Jimmy Carter was a bad president.
He was a bad man.
He was a bad man.
Why do you think his funeral was the way it was?
He didn't just stand up for the political party he was, which he was a Republican.
So
he was Republican. But that didn't matter because he stood out for what we call the real equal rights.
And he was a philanthropist. Don't think just because his presidential term ended, he stopped. No,
he didn't stop after that.
Did Habitat for Humanities. He was the
founder.
Yeah, he was an avid animal lover. He was an avid. He was just an all-around swell guy. That's why he got the most respect that he had got. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and close this down for a minute. Pay some bills. This your boy, Juan Don. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
So thank you allowing us to pay some bills and allowing me finally to close out this Iron Dome. I've been wanting to close this out now. And I just wanted to end this Iron Dome segment by letting everybody know it has been proposed to what Trump is trying to do now. It was developed with U.S. collaboration, and it uses radar to monitor for more than 1,000 aerial targets at a time. Israel coined this term, and Israel, whatever Netanyahu did with this Iron Dome and whoever helped President Netanyahu do this and build this Iron Dome, it is the most talked about defense system in the world. It is the most, even though the United States has the most powerful military, if Trump actually wins this proposal and bring this Iron Dome into effect, there's nobody in the world and maybe 13 planets down the street that can fuck with us. So, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying, bro?
That's true too.
So what I am saying here is this: Trump, you moving too fast, if that makes any sense. You're moving too fast, bro. Concentrate on something that matters one at a time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You got to pick your battles.
Got to pick your battles, man. And stop getting in the middle of everybody else's. We may be the so-called superpower of the world here, but we are not the superpower of defeat. The United States can be defeated. So think about that. Think about that.
Yeah, please take your time and think about it.
Check this out. Its computer systems determine whether incoming missiles threaten populated areas, which is just badass. A launch missile.
That is badass.
Oh, and launch missiles to intercept any that pose a danger. So it actually does an AI on what has been launched, what type of launch it is, and where it is headed. And if it's headed over any type of populated area, it will automatically be shut down. That is badass.
That is badass.
It is. Now, do it the right way. Okay? Over the last year, that system has stopped thousands of rockets from the Hamas invasion of Israel. This is why Netanyahu is standing so strong right now, because of his Iron Curtain. Now, Trump needs to keep something in mind. You don't want to make an enemy of Netanyahu.
Oh, never.
You do not want to do that.
Never.
Because
let me tell you something why he doesn't want to make an enemy out of him. Because they are just as bad as, say, the Japanese. They are just as bad. And the reason why I say that is because Trump, you don't know what the fuck the Japanese has.
You don't. You may think you do.
They might have some shit stored in the bunker that can destroy you when you go to sleep at night.
Well, look, hell, Japan ain't even got shit on China. So, like, what are we really who's really the superpower here?
It ain't us.
It ain't us. And I keep trying to tell everybody, the only reason you call us the superpower, or the United States call itself the superpower, is because of the amount of so-called intelligence that you have.
We don't got that.
Well, supposedly they do.
No,
because if you didn't
that.
spy on every other country, you wouldn't know what the fuck they have. Hence,
that.
Intelligence.
Fuck that. And you know what? I'm finna solve all that shit right now. You want to talk about intelligence? Let me tell you something about Japan, Tokyo, Korea, any of those Japanese countries, Asian countries.
Asian, because Korea is not Japanese.
Right. Let me tell you something about those particular countries. Like I just said earlier in this show, those people.
Oh, excuse me.
And I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm racist or anything like that, but those particular people are 5 to 10 years ahead of us. You don't know
only?
what the. I'm just saying. Ballpark.
Oh, okay. Ballpark. There you go.
Big ballpark.
Yes, sir.
But you don't know what the fuck they got hidden in their bunkers. They might have some shit that's 20, 30 years ahead of us. And all they got to do is just push one button.
One. Okay, look, I'm sorry, y'all. That really just ended my segment with Donald Gump and that Iron Curtain thing. It's a brilliant idea, yes, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, go about it the right way. Take it in stride.
Think about who you pissing off.
Right. Think about who you pissing off. And did you get Netanyahu's, input on how his Iron Curtain came to be? If he wants somebody else to steal his idea, being that is such a small country that God has his hand over. Because Israel, let me tell y'all something. Israel, Cancer Nation, could have been easily wiped off the map. It is such a small area of territory compared to Russia, United States,
oh my God,
and other countries.
Please let's not get into Russia.
Do
because
you
like
know?
I said, that's a whole nother show.
It's a whole nother show, and you are so right. I'm just saying, Israel, if God didn't have his hands on Israel, it is almost like, oh boy.
21st and Center. Compared to Wisconsin Avenue.
Okay, that. And then what's the other guy now that's in the war that they want back, and he's defending himself?
Y'all comment down below.
The president. He's the president of his country, which he was an actor and all that other stuff. A swell guy. I love him to death.
Ronald Reagan?
No, in the other country over there.
I don't know. Y'all comment down below who we talking about because our mind is drawing a blank.
It's drawing a blank because there's so much shit going through our mind right now. You know, that war just started 2 years ago, if not almost, and he is defending himself, and he keeps asking the United States to send him weapons and money. I am just so much drawing a blank right now, but that is either here nor there. United States need to keep an eye on what the fuck they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And it all depends on who we got leading this country. A felon, number one.
Oh.
All right. Number two.
30 plus convictions.
30. You cannot possess a firearm in this country. Not alone run the country.
And you got 30 convictions.
30. You got 30 damn life sentences, dude. Like, come on, man. Get it right, bruh.
Let's go to close this out because we'll go into a whole nother fucking segment. I promise you.
I'm going to keep going, bro. Yes,
man,
sir.
That's crazy, man.
Yes, sir.
But it's true, though.
It is true. It is true. Love you guys. Thank you for really sticking here with us in this segment of the Cancer Files and the new Being Public Podcast Nation here in the Gemini Real Studio. It has been a blessing. Before we really close it out, we're going to let this music play in the background, and I want my bro right here, Mr. Gemini Reels, to tell me what's on your mind before we go. Take us out, brother.
All right. To take us out for this beautiful show today, I just wanted to say real quick, thank you, Big One, Twan the Don, for teaching me and nurturing me into the person that I am today, into the podcaster that I am today. Because without the NPP LLC, there wouldn't be no Gemini Reels. So, with all of that being said, thank you for attending and listening to the Cancer Files. And make sure that y'all stay tuned because the 100th episode of the Gemini Reels is coming up, along with the anniversary of the Gemini Reels, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting close to that season finale of the Gemini Reels, but we are all one family. So thank you guys for attending and listening to us.
This is the Cancer Files.